And in my life, I mean, I've had a lot of anger, and unfortunately, it's been very hurtful to a lot of people in the past.
Loneliness to me is one of the worst feelings to have, and when you realize that you're dependent on something that's a substance, you have a hard time ever getting out of that hole.
I remember we had a neighbor who told my wife that she could hear me screaming from her backyard. And that struck me one day that, wow, I've got a neighbor who's 200 feet away, 300 feet away, a football field away from me. I can hear me yelling at my face.
The drug use only got worse after time, and it was switching from drug to drug to drug once one stopped working.
A friend of mine that I golf with every weekend, he started to stop golfing on Sundays. I said, where you been? He said, I'm going to church. He said, you know what, I'd really like you to come. And so he kept prodding me, and finally, I talked to my wife about it. We decided to come to church and give it a try. So I just realized at that point that through self-assessment that I was not leading a godly life, and I really needed to change. And it all came crashing down on me when I had a pastor sitting in front of me telling me about himself and how weak he was. I'd never heard that from a man of God before. Never heard how weak you can be. And so that's when all the tears started coming out and the emotion. And I had to let it out. It was my way of saying, I'm horrible, and I need help. And that's when he said, do you want to accept Jesus Christ as your Savior? Because you can surrender all this to Him. You can take all this weight off your shoulders and off your chest, so you're not having that heart attack. And I said yes. So then I realized I'm losing my girlfriend, I'm sleeping in my car.